happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome back to another live episode of Seasoned Sunflower Hour. And you guys, this is really exciting. I have a really fun announcement to make. So all of you watching tonight, this is a historic moment. We have officially taken this show international. That is how awesome we are here at Seasoned Sunflower Hour. We are streaming live right now from Bali, Indonesia. I'm so excited. So happy Tuesday night to all of our amazing viewers watching. And actually for me, it's Wednesday morning. So also from the future, happy Wednesday. Wednesday's looking bright already, I can tell you that. And tonight we have so many incredible guests yet again. Every episode, I'm telling you, it just keeps getting better and better. But before we get to them, as always, I want to start by saying thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who is watching. Thank you to everybody who has championed on behalf of us, spread the word, tuned in, shared it, all of the things you guys do to keep us running the show, to keep us going strong and fighting to find a cure. We couldn't do it without you. So thank all of you. And don't forget, there's never, ever, ever enough. So please feel free to jump in and join our Tiltify campaign. Cam, my gosh, Sam, I'm giving you new names. Cam, Sam, whatever you want to go by. She's going to put the link up in the comment section. So if you guys are watching this, make sure you donate to Tiltify. Also, we have some really cool things coming up. As usual, the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter is just kicking butt and taking names in every way possible. And they pack all of the months with so many great and beneficial things for everybody, and this is no exception. So we have so many really cool things coming up. Still in the month of October, we have a teleseries coming up, which, as always, is free. It's very cool. So it's on Zoom on October 23rd, so this weekend, from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Like I said, it's free. It's a really great resource for everyone that's sort of in this right now, that's dealing with all the things that come with ALS, with the diagnosis. And it really is focusing on home modifications, because I was even talking to Sam about this, who went through this in her family. There's a lot of things that come up that you don't think about, and home modification is one of those things. So this teleseries will break it down for you, give you a lot of great information, and there's going to be so many experts on this that you'll be able to have question and answers with them. So anything you might have that you're curious about, worried about, things you maybe haven't even thought about, they'll be able to help you through all of that. So that is this weekend, October 23rd. It's on Zoom, 1 to 2:30 p.m., and it is free. And Sam will also put that link up for you to go on and register, because it's not too late. You can still get in on this. So either you can, or if you know someone who is going through this right now, make sure you spread that information along to them. I know that they'll be really, really grateful. We also have boot camp coming up. That is in November, but that's going to be so much fun. It's for caregivers, and it really helps you go through what your role is as a caregiver, the support system that you need, the equipment that you're going to have to be introduced to. It'll start coming into your life at certain stages of the ALS progression. So all of that stuff will be available, again, completely free. Oh, yay! I love that. We have gone, thank you. Yes, it's a new look, since, I'm in Bali with no blow dryer, no curling iron. You got to make do with what you got here, living this whole beach lifestyle. So thanks for tuning in. I love that. Thank you guys. The boot camp. So it's November 13th. Again, it is also free. It is all virtual, so you can do that from anywhere in the world. So for caregivers, this is going to be a really great experience for you. And it's another opportunity to talk to some really amazing experts and to some caregivers and care service coordinators. And you can ask them questions as well. So keep that in mind. November 13th, mark your calendar for that, and for our teleseries on October 23rd. And we've got some more good stuff, but I'll hit you up with that later, because I want to jump right in to our first guest. This is so exciting. He gets to be the first guest in our Bali show. First of many, may I add. So he is no stranger to tackling obstacles. He's the founder and president of AMS Staffing. Andrew took his desire for helping individuals find financial freedom and grew it into one of the industry's leading staffing companies in the company. While Andrew has had his fair share of obstacles to tackle in the business world, there's absolutely nothing that could prepare him for what was to come in 2018. His mother, Carol, was diagnosed with ALS. And just 1 year later, a week after her 70th birthday, Carol lost her battle with the disease. Here to tell us all about his incredible mama and share his story, please welcome Andrew Sigesmund. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Season. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Of course. Well, I am so excited. Thank you for being a very special guest on a very special episode tonight. So we're going to kick the night off with, I think, one of the most important things to talk about ever, your mom. So tell me about her. What was Kara like? Because I didn't get the pleasure of meeting her. And for all of our viewers that didn't either, tell us about her.
All right. Well, first off, let me grab it. I have one of my favorite pictures of Mom. I want to get it without the glare.
Gorgeous.
That is Mom. Thank you. She was a radiant woman. She was a conversationalist. She was kind, endearing. She always showed up, whether it was, good times, bad times. She always had our back. And, she was just very respectful of others, always there, wanted to know my friends, my brother's friends, who they were, who we were hanging out with. Wanted to know everything about us and our lives, things we wanted to share, things that we didn't want to share. But she was someone who just always showed up. And, in regards to her friends, they loved her. I mean, she walked in a room and people noticed her. She put a smile on their face. She wanted to know what was going on, with them, with their husbands, with their spouses, with their children, what school they were attending. She just wanted to just absorb as much information as possible. And she just wanted to, stick around for the extra 2 minutes to find out more. And she was just such a wonderful and special woman. And I really couldn't have asked for a better mother.
And, when we talked, what I loved about it too, is we had this whole conversation. I think nowadays, some of those qualities are really missing. We get all caught up in our own lives. Sometimes we kind of forget that life exists, other people exist, but that wasn't your mom, right? When the stories you were telling me, I mean, she was that person that always remembered. She remembered your kids. She remembered when you went on vacation. She remembered your birthday. She just genuinely had this true just compassion and caring for other people, that she was interested genuinely. I love that.
100%.
I love that.
100%.
We need more of that. We need more of that in the world. We need to be channeling our inner Carols and just be that person.
We definitely do. We need more of my mom. That goes without saying. I remember before when she was first diagnosed, she put together a list of everyone in the family's birthdays. So, we wouldn't forget, because, my dad, brother, and I, other than remembering our own and our, children's birthdays, it'd be, 5 days later, oh, it was, your aunt's birthday or your uncle's birthday. So she was just always thinking about other people. And she was a special woman who, gave a lot more than she got.
Okay. Mm. Special. And I mean, that alone is an incredible life lesson. So I don't even know where to begin with this next question, but what did you learn from your mom? What's maybe one of the most important lessons outside of just being a good person that you learned from your mom?
I mean, there's so many, and obviously we've got limited time, but I think it would hands down be, treat other people the way you want to be treated, whether it's, the busboy at a restaurant, the president, whomever it is, hold the door for an elderly person, for a young kid, pick things up. If you drop them on the ground, don't rely on others to clean up after you. She was just always, emphasizing the importance to, not just give back, but, treat other people the same way you want to be treated. We only live once. It's a short life. Things can happen at any given time, as we unfortunately found out, but, leave your mark on this earth as, one that, does for others as they would want others to do for themselves.
I love that. And that should be the theme of all of our lives. So we're going to keep saying that as the show goes on, because I don't think we can hear it enough. We just need to remember to channel our inner Carol.
Channel your inner Carol.
That's what needs to happen. Absolutely. Yep. Well, I mean, she was just such a vibrant, amazing, beautiful woman. And it breaks my heart to even have to say the words, because we know what's coming. We know how the story ended. Your mom was diagnosed with ALS, and some things are just beyond. I will never understand the reasoning behind it. I know there has to be one. Can't say what it is yet, but right. This diagnosis, we all know it. I say it on the show all the time. It sucks. You got a firsthand sort of glimpse at all of that. What was it like to witness this? Because this disease, we say, it doesn't just affect the person that is fighting this battle. It affects everyone they love, the entire family. And you were in this with her, helping, taking care of her. What was this whole thing like? How did it impact you, and how did it impact your family?
I'll go back, and we knew something was going on with Mom since I think it was September of 17. Didn't know if it was, vertigo. She had previously had a couple strokes, which the doctors ruled out had any correlation to do with the ALS diagnosis. But it was July 19th of 2018. We came over to talk to my parents, my wife and I, Jory, and she just kind of looked at us. She was sitting in this exact chair, believe it or not. She, said, "What's going on? We need more context here." And she said, "I was, diagnosed with ALS." And, immediately, I think, my wife and I were in disbelief and shock and started crying. My mom and dad started crying. And, I remember it because it was 8 days before my 40th birthday. My wife was throwing me a party and she's like, "You got to put a smile on your face." And I'm like, it's kind of challenging to do so. But I remember I went upstairs with my dad. I went into his room and I just, started bawling. And I remember saying that, someone just gave Mom a death sentence. And, this is someone that, would do anything, for anyone, let alone, her two children, my brother, Steven, who's out in Seattle, and my dad. And, she lived for us. She lived for family. So after hearing this, it was just a state of shock, disbelief. And then immediately, I think we just kind of turned on, what can we do? We've got to get her in trials. We've got to, find a medication. And we knew nothing about this. We only knew that, Lou Gehrig, played for the Yankees, 80, 90, 100 years ago. And it's something where we have progressed a little bit from a medication standpoint, but, 80, 90, 100 years later, there's still no cure. So after all this happened, we met with, my folks met with different doctors at here in the Chicagoland area, called other locations, had friends that were in the medical field, reached out to them, and ultimately chose North Shore University Health Systems and Dr. Octavia Kincaid. We were introduced then to the ALS Association, but, to watch the disease progress, she had bulbar ALS, which is, you lose the ability to communicate. And anyone that knew my mom, family, friends, she would keep you around. You could say, "Carol, I've got to go. I've got a meeting." And she would just continue to talk and continue to ask questions, continue to want to know more. So, shortly after the diagnosis, the voice started getting more and more jarbled. It ultimately, she was using at the time, she was walking. Then, we had got her a walker. She had fallen a couple times, as well. And in time, she ended up in a wheelchair. She lost her ability to use her hands, lost her ability to walk. We were doing, to talk to text, which for a while worked, but, towards the end, last few months, it was, very difficult to communicate. Her texting, even with autocorrect, wasn't making much sense. But I think the greatest single-handed issue that she faced was, she lost the ability to communicate. And my mom's, voice, she loved to speak. She loved to talk. She literally, as we discussed, she became a prisoner in her own body. And, to watch anyone, especially someone who brought you into this world and raised you and, carpooled and, took you to sporting events and, took you to doctor's appointments and just did everything for you, and even as an adult, wanted to do everything for me. To watch her lose the ability to communicate, was, beyond painful for all of us, friends, family, but, more importantly for her. And she knew what was happening. I remember sitting here and, I said to both my parents one night, I'm like, "Listen, it's going to be okay." And, she wrote, "Why?" And I said, "Because you always taught us that everything would be okay," followed by, crying and hand holding and, everything else. But the disease progressed so quickly. They found out end of June. It was right before my cousin Megan's wedding, and they didn't want to bring attention to it during her celebratory weekend. So they waited until afterwards to, say anything to anyone, even, my brother and I. And, a year and 2 months later, she was gone. She was, 100, 105 pounds. Normally, I think when she passed, it was high 60s, low 70s. I mean, she looked like a Holocaust survivor. I mean, it was horrible to watch her that way. She couldn't get comfortable. There was no fat left on the body. So when she was laying down in bed, she was literally sitting on her tailbone, which, is excruciating. I mean, she couldn't get comfortable. I mean, even with morphine. So to watch the disease progress, firsthand, I had a brother that probably flew in from Seattle 15, 20 times within a 9-month, period. Had a son that was, born the same day as my mom's birthday. They share a birthday. His first birthday was her 70th birthday. We spent it together as a family. We joke around with my sister-in-law. She was in labor for, countless hours. And at, about 12:30 in the morning Pacific time on September 14th, she gave birth. So they share a day, and Peyton will forever have that day to share with his Gaga. That's what we called Mom. The kids did. But she never once complained. She never once said, how could this happen to me, or poor me, or I can't do this. I mean, she tried to spin it because she wanted to be, in some weird way, she wanted to be supportive and be there for us, even though this is what she was going through. People say, oh, it's difficult for loved ones and family members and caretakers. But, what about what she's going through? Yeah. Mentally, emotionally, physically. I mean, the inability to use your hands, the inability to, stand up. I mean, the inability, it would take 2 people to bring her into the bathroom. Yeah. Countless times I would have to go in and, pick her up and carry her out and put her back in a chair because my dad, he just couldn't do it. I mean, it's, you're lifting essentially dead weight. And, so, for us firsthand, I mean, it was horrible to watch, but at the same time, what came of it was the amount of time that we spent together. We had family, from Sarasota that came in. We had family from Pittsburgh that came in, multiple times, from Tucson, Arizona, aunts, uncles, not, blood aunts, but blood uncles. But I mean, we just got to spend so much time. Her friends, loved ones from, over in London, one of her, best friends and cousins since growing up came in, multiple times. And it just, the most important thing in the world to her was family. My brother and I, my dad, the grandkids, nieces, nephews. And, she, even when she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't speak, she couldn't text, she had everything she wanted. Wow. Wasn't going to do this. But, she had everything she wanted, in our house. And it's because we were all together, and she had such comfort in that. She just had such comfort in that. And again, it was so important to her. And I mean, she had all her boys, she had all her grandchildren. She couldn't have asked for anything more. If that's how she was going to go out, she had everything by her side.
And to have those memories, and I love that you guys were able to make that happen, that you took every second you had together and just made the most of it to make everything, you said, surround her with the people that she loved the most.
Yeah.
It's like a chain reaction on this show. One person
right?
starts and it's just done for. It's done for. I don't know. Have you been seeing the comments that are coming up? I love seeing this. That Peggy, we'll get to her in a second. She's saying how your mom was a picture of grace and just loved the family beyond measure, which is what you were just saying. I love that. And then, spoiler alert! Don't get ahead of us there with that comment. We were about to talk about that next. Beautiful segue. I was seriously just going to ask you about this because I wrote this down when we were talking because it's one of those things it just hits you and it stays with you. And I will always remember your mom's words in here. So your mom's favorite quote, which was sort of her words to live by, which, spoiler alert, we've already put up on the screen. So what was that quote for the people that maybe didn't notice that? And has it taken on a special meaning for your life now?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that I don't want to say found out after the fact, but in the moment, and she had little post-it notes around, but it was the worst thing that can happen to you can be the best thing that can happen to you if you don't let it get the best of you. Choose joy, and I think in this particular instance, as I just said, it's about family. ALS is hands down the worst thing that could have happened, to our family. But from that, we came together. My aunts, uncles, and cousins from Pittsburgh, and my pseudo aunt and uncle from Sarasota, and my godparents in Tucson, and my Aunt Judy and Uncle Richard from across the pond. I mean, we were able to spend so much time together, and it's unfortunate that catastrophes, because this is a catastrophe, catastrophes like this have to happen to bring people together. But we did a memorial a couple months ago, and family showed up, people came in. It was the first time I saw my brother in a couple months. It was the first time he'd been back to Chicago since the funeral, September of 19, because of COVID, obviously. But I think it's just what she would say is, your bad day doesn't pale in comparison, and embrace what you have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Don't look at the deals that didn't happen. Focus on what you do have. I've got a beautiful wife, 3 amazing children, dog, great in-laws, great parents, focus on that. Great friends, decent business, focus on everything you have. Don't look at what you don't have, and try to just embrace it on a daily basis, because again, you never know when something can happen. If it's something, someone could drop dead of a heart attack, someone could get diagnosed with ALS. I mean, which is worse? They're both atrocious, but, I always tell my wife, I annoy her about it, but I, always say, give me a kiss goodbye before I go to work. She's like, I'm not giving you a kiss, just, go. And I always joke around afterwards, like, honey, if a UFO lands on my car when I'm driving to work, you're going to be really pissed off that you didn't give me that one last kiss goodbye. And she's probably, blushing right now or laughing, but, it's just embrace the now, live for today, doesn't mean don't worry about tomorrow, but live in the moment and embrace the now.
I love that. That's just the best advice, seriously, because I think it's so easy for us to get caught up it's easy to get caught up in the negativity. Like you said, missing the things you don't have, striving for the things you're missing the moment. So I love it. You got it. And which kind of leads me to the next thing, because that quote your mom had, I mean, I was going to ask you, how did you guys turn? This is the most awful diagnosis, because there is no cure. It is a death sentence, as you said. You become a prisoner in your own body. There aren't enough medications. There's so many things we need to do to progress getting this disease cured, to move this forward. We're not there yet. So you got the worst thing in the world. And then you've got your mom's just beautiful energy, having this saying, turning the worst thing into the best thing. How in the world did you even begin to do that? Or how did you turn this awful thing into something amazing?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a choice. I mean, you can either sit back and sulk and say, why me, why us? And then we certainly did that, behind closed doors, not in front of mom. And I remember, she apologized to me at one point for, being unable to, text and communicate and being in pain. And I'm like, Mom, the last thing you need to do is apologize to me. But you don't really have a choice. I mean, you have to spin it, and something that she would always want tying into, be respectful of others, is she wouldn't want other people, to embark on this journey alone, and she would want us to give back and figure out a way to make a difference. And one of the things we're doing with a matching campaign is for every dollar spent, our family is going to match it. And, we want to raise money in order to provide care. The care that we had through the ALS Association, Dr. Kincaid, Peggy, Julie, Sam, and many other people that, were involved in her journey along the way. I mean, we literally had like built-in therapy. We had a question at 10 o'clock at night. What do you do? Call Peggy. She'll get back to us. I mean, I'd email her and she'd call me 5 minutes later. But, I think the care that we had, through caretakers, through, Yami, who became family, a lot of people, can't get the care, can't afford the care, don't have, as much family around. Maybe there's dysfunction within the family and they don't show up. But, one of the things that we want to do to make a difference is, be able to provide care, whether it's wheelchairs, whether it's medication, whether it's caregivers, because, what goes into this, what goes into caring for someone, with ALS, you can't even begin to imagine unless you're, seeing it as we did firsthand, from, the motorized scooters to, voice recognition to, the food that has to be consumed. I mean, it's just so many different things that need to be done in order for, the person to have some semblance of normalcy. I remember against, my father's thoughts, I went out and rented, one of those vans that was, handicap accessible, where you could literally wheel the chair up the ramp. It was a motorized scooter, and we got stuck a couple times. It almost fell a couple times, but these are things that we had that a lot of people wouldn't be in a position to get or obtain, and we feel strongly as a family that we want to give back, and that's something that Mom would want us to do. So people that do go through this, at least they have a helping hand, and it's the ALS Association of Chicago is just an unbelievable organization. It's a selfless job. It's a thankless job. It is something where every day they wake up to make a difference in people's lives, and it's truly inspirational. The people that we built relationships with, Peggy, I'll talk to a couple times a year, but we pick up. There's just a huge, hug and embrace, like we just won the World Series. But I mean, she has become family. Julie, they show up, and it's something that can be said about the character and the character of the association. So, as a family, we want to make a difference. We want people to, donate, click the link, please, make a difference. So we can help make a difference in Mom's honor and to, contribute to Mom's legacy.
I love that. And you kind of glazed over, like it's no big deal. I love this, guys. This is in case you didn't catch what he is saying here right now. Okay. So Andrew and his family, they are doing a matching campaign right now. So if you donate anything that is donated until November 12th, Andrew and his family will match. So you donate $100, it becomes a $200 donation. You donate $250, it becomes a $500 donation, guys. This is huge, and they're matching up to $50,000. Yeah, dramatic pause. $50,000. So we get $50,000 of donations. It now, thanks to Andrew and his family, it is now becoming a $100,000 donation to our chapter. And as he said, he's seen firsthand, Andrew, you got to see how crucial all of these services are. And the ALS Association, everything that they provide is completely free. And Andrew is helping make that happen for these individuals, helping get them care, helping get them equipment, helping get them care service coordinators, get them to their appointments. Like, you're doing this, Andrew. This is huge.
Our family, my dad, brother, and I mean, it's something that, as I said to you, it's unfortunate that we're on this call. I mean, I wish that, I only knew the ALS Association of Chicago in passing, or I saw something on the internet, but, this it impacted our lives. It was devastating. And, the association, they were just always there. I mean, as I said, they're just, it's a great group of individuals, like my mother, who put others, before themselves and their own needs. And it's just a testament to the association. And we're just very proud to be able to help out in any capacity. So, again, donate money, click the link, please.
Yes, please. Sam put the link up, click it. And I'm challenging all of you watching this. So we have 30 minutes left in the show. I want to see how much money can we raise. Let's get it up. Let's give a lofty goal. Let's say we're going to raise $1,000 in the next 30 minutes, because that $1,000 is going to come to $2,000. Let's make it happen. I know we can. There's a link. Click the link in the bio. Spread it to all of your friends and family. Seriously. You know what, guys? Let's spend the week giving up our Starbucks coffee. Let's give up going out to to dinner one night for the week. And instead, let's take that money and put it to great use and put it to where we can really make an impact and a difference by doing this in this matching campaign, because thank you to them, everything is getting doubled. I love this so much. The comments are just flowing in. I love this. I think all of your friends and family are watching this, Andrew. Real exciting. I saw uncle, somebody was chiming in. Oh, your brother's here. Yes, exactly. Listen to our viewers. Donate. Let's just keep that going strong. No need for any other words. Just keep on donating, guys. Let's make it happen. And Andrew, I just loved our conversation together, and I loved getting to really know about your mom. And you had said something to me too. What was your mom's one wish, the one goal that she gave you in all of this that she wanted you and your family to do?
Just, to make a difference. I think that's the big thing. I mean, she would not want anyone else to have to go through this alone, to have to go through this without the means that she had. And I think, just make a difference in other people's lives. It can be complete strangers. No one needs acknowledgement or recognition. We just want to help others. And that's, that was one of the basis of her lives. Just, do for others, put yourself secondary and just do for others. And I mean, again, she was a great woman, is a great woman, left a lasting legacy. And this is just going to be one component of her legacy is just giving back. And this is something that, we will support, as long as we're around. I'm hoping my children one day will support this. But, we have to find a cure. We have to figure out a way so other people don't suffer because, you watch it firsthand. I mean, it is horrible for what the human being that has it is going through. Family being, secondary, but it's been almost a century. I mean, come on, we've got to figure something out to make a difference. And until that happens, we want to just be able to provide as much help and support for other families as, we had during our journey.
I cannot even begin to thank you enough you said this is the family you don't want to be a part of, but you are here and we are so excited. And I know your mom is so proud of you because you are continuing her legacy in the most perfect way. And guys, there's nothing else to say. I mean, you left it on the most amazing note. Let's just make a difference. Let's again channel our inner Carols. All of us need a little bit more of that in our lives, and let's just be there for each other. And we're not going to stop this fight until we find a cure. So thank you for helping us get closer to that.
Hey, thank you for having me on the show, Susan. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Hopefully I will be seeing you again very soon.
You will. Brother and dad too.
Love it. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you. You as well.
Bye. You guys, seriously, channel our inner Carols. It is not too late. We have 30 minutes left of the show. Let's donate. Let's make the Sigesmund family write a big old check to us for $50,000 so we can get closer and closer to helping all of those individuals that are battling this disease, because this sucks and we want to put an end to this. Oh, I know he did do a great job because I love this. So let's keep the comments active. I love seeing you guys. I love hearing you chime in. Let us know where you're at, what you're doing. I love all of the support you were giving. It is not easy, guys. I just want to remind you that it is not easy to go through this, to lose a loved one in this way and watch it happen. And it is so hard to be able to come on here and talk about it. These are some of the most horrible memories and most horrible experiences that you are going through, and to be able to come on here and to share the story takes so much courage. So thank you for continuing to encourage our viewers as they come on. I love it. Keep it up, keep chiming in, because we want to hear what you're doing and where you are. Now, we have two more amazing guests that are coming up tonight. It's going to be such a great show. But let's see, we do have, if you don't remember me telling you from last week, I will remind you again, we are having this really awesome costume contest. There's still time. You can still enter, guys. So the competition is going to close on October 26th. We're going to be going live on our Instagram. You can find us if you haven't already. Make sure you follow us at ALSA Chicago. And we're going to be doing a live at 9 a.m. on October 26th, revealing the winner. So you have from now until the 26th to get in on this. Take a photo. It can be current, it can be in the past, but we want to see your best, most creative, most wacky Halloween costumes. Take a photo, send it to us on Instagram, ALSA Chicago, or you can email it straight to me, season@alsachicago.org. We want to see them. Hey, if there's some really good ones, we'll probably even show you on the show, and we're going to announce a winner, and the winner beyond getting bragging rights, which obviously is super cool, but you will also get some sunflower surprises. So it's worth it. Make sure you get in on this. I want to see all of your fun Halloween costumes. Not too late. Make that happen, guys. And also, Spoonful of Comforts. They're doing a really cool thing too, where from now until the end of the year, so until the end of December, if you use code ALS Advocate at checkout, they're going to donate 15% to our chapter, which is super, super cool. And Spoonful of Comforts, if you've never heard of them before, they are just this really awesome place. The tagline, I love this. If you can't mail a hug, this is the next best thing. So you can send ready to eat meals, and you're sending the love by the ladle. So you can send somebody soup. So if you just want to let them know you're thinking about them, if maybe they are having a little cold and they need to pick me up, send them some chicken noodle soup, all kinds of things that you can send them. But make sure when you do that at Spoonful of Comforts, you put in at your checkout the code ALS Advocate, so that 15% goes to the chapter. All of those fun things are happening. And guys, I just want to say it again, because in case you forgot in the last, minute that we've been talking, we have a matching campaign going on. This is such a huge deal. The Sigesmund family has just stepped up, and they want to, in the name of Carol, and continue her legacy, continue spreading her kindness, her goodness, and making a difference in the world, are matching. So every dollar that is donated from now until November 12th is going to be matched. So less than 30 minutes now, about 25 minutes left in the show. It is not too late. Make sure you get those donations in so we can double them by the end of the night and spread the word to everyone you know. We appreciate it so much. And speaking of things that we appreciate, my next guest, my goodness, I just appreciate the heck out of these two. They, it's one of those moments where I sit back and think, man, life just surprises me all the time in the best ways. It never ceases to amaze me. And when you least expect it, you can cross paths with some individuals that can just leave an impact that words can't even begin to describe it. They have touched my soul in a way that it's just, I just get the warm and fuzzies even just thinking about them and talking about them. I am so thankful. I will say this a million times. I'm so thankful to this show, because this show has brought some of the most amazing, incredible people into my life. And these two are absolutely no exceptions. They have turned from guests to best friends. I love them with everything that I have. They're two of the most incredible people I've ever met. They continue to inspire me, and I'm in awe of them all of the time. The love they have for life and for each other is just, it's absolutely breathtaking. So without further ado, please welcome back to the show, Mike and Keri Rickey. Yay! Oh, hey now.
Are we live now?
We'll give you a moment, you two. My goodness. Love is in the air. Can I just say that? Mike, you handsome man seducing your wife over there. What's going on?
Oh, we were just feeling so much love right there, Susan.
Woo! I mean, it's infectious because I'm feeling the love.
We're just messing with you.
My God, you know what? You're so lucky, Keri. I need a handsome man next to me that I could just make out with.
Come on over, Susan. I'll share.
Oh, I love it. I'm always happy to be a plus one in this love fest party that's happening over there. Oh, hello, Mike. Okay, so if you guys have been tuning in, hopefully you've been watching every show. You're not a stranger to Mike and Keri. These are familiar faces because we had to have them back. They're just, like I said in the intro, they're just the best. So Mike was diagnosed with ALS about 2 years ago now. Mike, let's get into the nitty gritty, the tough stuff here, because there has been a lot of progression since we've seen you last. Since the last time you've been on the show, what's been going on? What's happening over there?
I would say that Keri and I continue to meet new challenges every day. As you know, ALS isn't an event, it's a continuous deterioration of function. Early on, it was all about my loss of mobility. Lots of big changes. More recently, I've lost my ability to speak. We've adapted by using nonverbal signals and this amazing amaze device. The ultimate challenge is breathing, and I'm dealing with that now. I have a BiPAP device to help my lungs expand and contract. So bottom line, life is definitely more difficult, but thanks to my amazing wife sitting next to me, I'm enjoying my life.
That's all it took. That's all it took. And then the waterworks start. I mean,
Oh, don't start yet.
no, it's these moments, and even talking to Andrew, it's like I don't understand sometimes why this stuff happens and why it has to happen to the most amazing people. But you have the best energy, Mike, and you just, despite all of this and all the crap that just keeps falling down with these areas, I mean, you're sitting there with the best smile on your face. I don't even know. I don't even know where to, I mean, at this point, just take it away, Keri.
Well, one thing I wanted to start with was we listened to all of Andrew's interview. And first of all, that was amazing. And I can't tell you the number of things that he's walked through that we're walking through and have walked through. There's so many similarities in a lot of ways. And when he was talking too about his mom's motto, I mean, just so you know, this is probably gonna be backwards. I have a choose joy sign that I bought just this last year, and I keep it on my kitchen counter because I know I need to see that every single day. So, but his interview, learning about his mom, she sounds amazing. And just, we want to thank him for their giving back, because we're one of those people that are still currently dealing with ALS. So we want to thank him and his entire family for what they're doing. So, and encourage everybody to donate, because I'm telling you, we are direct beneficiaries. Anybody with ALS in the Greater Chicago, chapter, they need you. They need that support. We can't get through this alone. So,
I love
and
that.
now
What was that?
I was just going to switch back then to Mike here. So his progression, it was 6 months ago that we interviewed with you. And since that time, besides losing his voice, which has been pretty recent, and probably one of the most difficult things for us, because, we're used to talking all the time, and, it's just more complicated. I'm grateful for technology that we can still communicate, but it's just not the same. He's also continued to lose more strength in his arms, hands, and legs. He is struggling to use the joystick on his wheelchair, which worked for quite a long time. But with ALS, everything is constantly changing. We're always adapting to different equipment and new equipment. And so we're actually in the process of getting knee controls for him. He has a little more movement with his knees, but it's taking a while. So, those are challenges that we all face, just getting the equipment we need and staying ahead of the changes as much as we possibly can.
And they are so good. And again, it's such a testament to the people that you are, to the spirit and to the love and the hope that you have, because these things coming at you are not pleasant. And even just talking about it, you guys have the best energy and just positive outlook, and you're in this together. It's so inspiring to watch.
Well, we appreciate that, but we do have we have our bad moments. ALS is frustrating. It's, merciless. It's maddening. It's relentless. It's ever changing. And, it's just not something anybody should have to deal with. But when you are dealing with it, we just have to try really hard to stay focused on the positives, like Andrew was saying, and his mom always said. And, we do our best, but we're not perfect. And we do have our moments, where we do get frustrated. Say that again. Oh, we turn to joy. Is that what you said? And we try, we just try to stay focused on the good stuff. And, when we have our moments, we pick ourselves up and we just kind of move forward and put it behind us and move on.
Yeah. And technology, we were talking about this. There's some really cool things. I want people to really understand the benefits of some of the technology, because you guys got to hear Mike already. You'll hear more through the show. He can talk now thanks to this machine, to his eye gaze machine. And you guys have some cool cameras too that are making life kind of fun. Tell us about that.
Do you want to go first about the eye gaze?
Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
If I told you that my eye gaze device was life-changing, that would be an understatement. Remember when you were a teenager and got your driver's license? It was your independence. It was your connection to the world. My eye gaze device allows me to speak to people in the room. I can keep in touch with family and friends through text and email. I can access the internet, even manage my fantasy football teams. I can control all this and more using only my eyes. It's amazing.
Wow. I mean, I'm so blown away too that we're having this conversation. I've got to say though, Mike, I miss your voice. I miss your voice, but yeah, I can't even imagine, Keri. I've only known you guys for about 6 months and I already miss hearing that voice of yours, but it is so cool. It is so cool that you can talk and communicate like this.
Yeah, you're right,
So
though, Susan.
cool.
I mean, you got me on that one because I do miss his voice and I miss just the interaction, but I'm not going to go there right now. We have a long show to get through. And the other thing that's really cool about this, we happen to have Xfinity for our internet provider in our TV. And for the longest time before we got this device, I would always have to change the channel for go through the guide until he told me what he wanted to watch or change the volume or just make sure I was in the room when he needed something of that sort. Well, now they have an adaptive remote that is on his eye gaze and the remote shows up and it is programmed to our TV. So now he's taken control back, which I thought was a good thing. And it is a good thing. Except like the other day we were watching a show and there was a commercial or I left the room for a minute and I came back and he changed the channel on me. I was like, stop. I was still watching that, but I am grateful for it. He needs that freedom and there's so little he can actually do that just gives him that much control and it's one less thing he needs me to do for him. And so we are grateful for that technology.
Wow. And even the cameras too. I find this so cool because I suck with technology. So tell me about this because this is awesome.
So I actually learned this through another caregiver who had these. I bought two, they're just two little cameras. You can get them single, but I bought a double pack at Walmart. And I think the brand name is Mercury. And I have one in my living room and one in my master bedroom. And it's really incredible. It gives you the whole view of the room. It's not just small, but I can zoom in. I have an app on my phone that I downloaded and I can click in whether I'm in the house with him, whether I'm outside, whether I'm at an appointment and someone else is here with them. I can look in and I can hear him. I can talk to him and he can answer me back with his eye gaze or nod. So I always have eyes on him. For instance, sometimes I'll put him to bed and I stay up just to have a little downtime. And the problem when he isn't able to speak now is I can't hear him if he needs me, So I put this on him and I can listen in the entire time. So if he starts coughing or, needs anything and I can see if he's squirming around and, it's incredible. And it was only like $45 and it has given us both so much freedom to just know that he's okay and I can actually see him and we can talk to each other, with his eye gaze. So yeah, it's awesome.
That is so cool. And the fact that you mentioned this came from another caregiver, because let's dive into this because you guys tell everybody why this stuff is so important. Why all these resources that the ALS Association provides, because you've experienced them firsthand. So tell us about that.
We were very fortunate that when Mike was diagnosed and I shared it, I ended up resigning from my job so I could care for him. And when I shared it, I worked in a school district. I didn't know that one of our employees' mom had ALS. It was a very slow progression of one. And she very quickly hooked me up with the local ALS care group. They were going to support meetings. This was right before COVID hit. And so we got to go to a couple in person and We are part of the Greater Chicago chapter, even though we're in Peoria, that's in our territory. We have a local caregiver coordinator, or care services coordinator is her title, Kelly Branch Dirks. She is phenomenal. I have to give her a shout out. She's been there for us since day one. But even bigger than that, the whole ALS Association, particularly the chapter we're in that we know, they provide so much for us. We have equipment that make everything we need. And like, I have a lift. I can't lift Mike in and out of bed. He can't stand anymore. And they had it free in their closet that someone had donated back. And it gives me the ability to get him in and out of bed, to put him in his chair, everything, where I can do it all on my own by putting him in a sling and using that lift. Those things are not cheap. And the ALS Association has a loaner closet for any equipment, and people donate back. We have a shower chair that was given to us by them, a wheelchair prior to the power one, just anything you need. And besides the equipment, they have, I'm part of a caregiver group that we meet remotely right now once a month. And Kelly leads that group. And it's a chance for myself and other caregivers to talk about, our challenges, our victories, our challenges, and ask each other, what do you do about this? What do you do about that? There's always somebody who has gone before you and experienced it, and there's always somebody who's coming behind you. So you get information and you're able to help others at the same time. And it's invaluable because unless you are going through this or about this, you don't know what's out there. You don't know how to tackle it. There's also a support group for patient, like Mike and I both attend that. Same thing. Do you want to say something, sweetie? Here you go.
I remember when I joined the ALS support group, how much the people helped me. Now, 2 years later, I'm one of the senior members of the group, so Keri and I get to help out those coming after us. That makes me feel good.
I'm sorry I stole his words. I didn't realize that.
No.
But it's true. It's all true. Yeah. And it's just been, I would encourage anybody who is diagnosed with ALS or has a loved one or a friend, that support group, that chapter, that wherever you live, there's an ALS chapter assigned to your location, and they are invaluable to you. And not to mention, I have to say this, the Greater Chicago chapter has the best people I've ever met in my life. Like, I can't even convey to you, Kendra, Sam, Season, Kelly, who's in our group. We got to meet Julie and Jumana recently, and I think there's a Sarah and a Jessica. Everybody is just so compassionate, so caring, so joyful. So they're just always there for you, no matter what. They answer, they make themselves available, and it's amazing. We would be lost without all of you.
I would be lost without you guys. Seriously. But I love that people get to hear this firsthand from you, because I myself, I haven't gone through the support groups. I haven't gone through the care service coordinators that you have. I mean, you're getting this firsthand. So it's beautiful to be able to really tell people what that's like, what that means. I mean, I'm so amazed by the cameras, and that came from one of these support groups. Yeah, you guys really do just help each other through this journey, through this awful journey. You're not alone in it.
Absolutely.
I think that's what's really, really cool about this whole thing. And speaking of not being alone, we got to see each other again recently at the golf classic, which I know is like, that's huge for you, because you guys are the golf masters.
Well, one of us is.
You're the golf trivia masters, and you have the trophy to prove it.
We do. I almost brought it out here. We do. It's in our bedroom, actually.
I love that you guys have this. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, they were on the show 6 months ago. We had a competition. They kicked major butt. Like Mike, my goodness, you guys are just on it. I knew none of the answers to the questions. You knew every answer to the question. You're a resident golf expert. So what did it mean? You got to come all the way here. You surprised me. I didn't see it coming. Best surprise ever. How was it? What was your experience like at the ALS Golf Classic?
You want me to go? First of all, it was really, especially after COVID and not being able to go anywhere, but just to get on a golf course again. I mean, that means the world to Mike, and to me, it's something we used to share together. I don't golf, but we would volunteer. It was an amazing day from start to finish. We had our son Jacob from St. Louis took the day off, and he went with us. So that was a big plus for the three of us to share those moments. We were treated literally like royalty from the time we got there. It was crazy. We had a reserved handicap spot waiting for us, so we weren't without a way to get Mike out of the van. We got to meet Season in person for the first time, which was a nice surprise. And all of the ALS people greeted us. We had lunch there. Let's just say too, it was at Cog Hill. For those that don't know, up near Chicago. We want to give them, props for just hosting this amazing event. We were absolutely floored when we saw the number of people participating at this ALS golf fundraiser. It was overwhelming to see the hundreds and hundreds of people in their golf carts all lined up for the purpose of raising funds and bringing awareness to ALS. And it was just literally made me speechless to see. We got a special tour guide out to a hole on the golf course. We got to drive our handicap van on the golf cart path so that we could get Mike to a nice location out there in the grass between a couple of tee boxes. We parked him there and watched golf all day. The weather was beautiful. This guy was so happy. Did I mention there was a margarita truck right next to where we were sitting? That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too shabby at all.
Did you do that, Mike? Did you pick that location so you could buy the margaritas? Yes, I knew it.
So that was a nice bonus. There was an ALS tent there. Like I said, we enjoyed our day so much. And then at the end of the day, I'll let you go is that good? We got our escort back down to a tent where we had a great dinner and a live band, prize fighter, who were really good. It was just from morning to night, such a joyful, awesome day. So what would you like to say about it? Which one? There you go.
My favorite moment was my time out on the course. The golf course is my happy place. I miss it so much. But what made this day so special was talking with the golfers as they played through. They walked right up to me, introduced themselves, and asked my name. I asked how they were playing and if they were having fun. I was one of the guys again. And they were so supportive, thanking me for coming out and encouraging me to stay strong. It really was an amazing experience that I'll never forget.
That is so true. That is so true. And everyone there, the overwhelming part is everyone there knew somebody, whether it was a parent, a grandparent, a friend. They all shared stories. We were on a hole that said in memory of Mike Meehan. And I know, Susan, you had one of Mike's best friends on your show recently, and I got to watch that. And we got to meet Mike's son was there in a golf group. And there were so many incredible people that just treated Mike like he was one of the guys. And it was just awesome to watch.
I don't even know what to say, Mike. Every time you talk, you just give me chills, and I don't even know. I feel like this should be the Mike show now. Like, we should just let you host the show. You are absolutely the pro. I love that. I love that moment got to happen for you, and that you got to spend the day doing your absolute favorite thing in the world with your favorite person in the world. I love it. And now, two of your favorite things. I hear you guys have an announcement that has something to do with your favorite things.
Okay, so I don't know why we didn't think of this sooner, but next year, as part of the Walk to Defeat ALS, we have decided we actually live on a golf course now, and we decided that we are going to do a Mike Rickey golf outing fundraiser next year with all of his golf buddies and neighbors and friends, and that's going to be part of our fundraising for ALS next year is going to be in Mike's name, and we're going to continue to do it as long as I can make it happen. We're going to make it. We're going to make a go of it. So we're excited. We're excited.
Guys, no one's ever heard this before. This is a Seasoned Sunflower Hour exclusive. The Mike Rickey golf outing is beginning, the first of many. It's starting a new tradition where Mike gets to enjoy and gets to spread his love for his all-time favorite thing in the entire world and make a difference while he's doing it. I think this is so exciting, Mike. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, we're in the process of securing a date, and it'll be here in Peoria, and we're excited about it, and we'll make sure that it's lots of fun.
I love it. You know what this means? This means you guys are going to have to come back on the show when you have a date so we can talk about it. We can talk about what life is like organizing a huge fundraiser like this and all the things that come with that. So,
well, I'm counting on a lot of help from Mike's golf buddies who know all about this stuff. And, you know, we will have a lot of help, but we'll make it the way we want it to be for Mike. So
I love it. And you know what? I think that you have a band. I think we know somebody if you want a band to play, because I have to tell you, Prize Fighter, they are such a fan of yours. They are such, I mean, they wanted to come up and meet you guys. They were sort of starstruck by Mike. He's a superstar.
I wanted you to tell that story because that was my favorite moment. I think of one of my favorite moments of the tournament was how that all played out. And you were a big part in that. So I'm going to let you tell the story.
I mean, it was another one of those moments. I'm just so happy to even be the smallest part in this. So I was out on the field with Sam, our amazing producer extraordinaire of the show, and we were doing interviews and getting to interact with everybody about the golf event. And I already love you too. So I know you guys, and I knew you were there and you were out on the golf course hanging by the margaritas like smart people. But I was interviewing the band, Prize Fighter, that were performing for us because, and Jeremy, one of the singers from Prize Fighter, had lost a family member to ALS. So he is in part of our community, and it's really important to him to make a difference. And throughout the course of our interview, I asked each of the guys in the band, what was your favorite moment of today? And they went down the line, and it gets to the drummer in the band, and he said, my favorite moment of the day was being out on one of the holes and seeing somebody battling ALS, because I don't know them, I've never met them, but seeing him there in his wheelchair, so happy, smiling, watching the golfers. It's like I just instantly just felt this is why we're doing it. This is why this is important. None of the bad stuff in life matters. If I'm having a bad day, it doesn't matter. For that man sitting right there in the wheelchair, this is what this is about, and this is why we're continuing to fight for this. And you just got them so emotional. It made them think of their loved one that they had lost from ALS. And he leaned over to his brother, who was about to tee off, and told him, you hit the heck out of that ball for that guy sitting over there watching us. You give him a heck of a show. And for the family member that they lost. And it was just this moment for him. And for whatever reason, that was his all-time favorite moment of the day. Just not even talking to you at that point, just being in your presence and being able to be here and just in your spirit. That's just contagious. So he's telling the story through this interview, and I instantly knew, I mean, just the way he described you, I know exactly who that is. And we need to make this happen. So the cameras turned off and I said, you know what, guys, it's Mike Rickey. He's here with his wife. They're the most amazing humans I've ever met. Do you want to meet them? And I'm long-winded, as we all know. So the interview ran long. So they had to be on stage in that moment. I was making them late to be on stage. And all of the guys said, absolutely, we will go on late, like hold the show. This is the most important thing. And they did. They paused the show and they came out because they wanted to meet you guys so bad, Mike. And they got to meet you. You guys got to talk to each other. And they dedicated a song for you, so they got to perform directly to you. And you were just, I gotta tell you guys, you were dancing in your chair, your legs were moving, we were dancing around you. It was this beautiful moment of just bringing people together. And Mike, you were inspiring people without even knowing that you're inspiring them. Just by being you, you made that the best day of their life and the best moment of their day. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that got me. That really got me that night when they said that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No way. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being you. You're just doing it just by being the awesome you that you are.
And he's amazing.
I know. I had so many more things I want to ask you. This always happens to us. So we're going to have you back a third time because we have so many things we need to talk about, especially relationship stuff. I feel like we need a whole segment on just relationship advice from Mike and Keri Rickey, because you guys are hands down couple goals. I want to know all the secrets to how you've managed to keep all of this going. So that'll be in the next episode, to be continued, everybody, because I have some things to learn. You guys are going to take me to school and you're going to teach me all these amazing secrets and how to have a relationship like this, because what you two have, I'm not even just saying this, you guys are absolute magic. I have just never met a couple. It just radiates the love that you guys have for each other and the support and everything you're going through, and to still have these smiles on your faces and to still have this love and to be sneak and make out sessions when we're trying to turn the cameras on you. I mean, you guys are just inspirations on every level. I can't even say enough. I love you guys. And Mike, you are the coolest. I mean, is there anything you want to say to everyone? I know you probably have a lot to say.
I want people to know how much Seasoned Sunflower Hour means to me. Your show honors me and others with ALS by letting us talk about our lives, not just our disease. And I'm thankful you shine a light on wives, husbands, and family members who take care of us with ALS. And I'm thankful for you, Season. Your energy and enthusiasm are so positive. You have a great show, and you are a terrific host.
I can't talk right now. I love you guys. I am so happy. This show has absolutely changed my life. It's so many of the best ways. I love you guys so much, Mike.
We love you too. We love you too, Season. You're awesome. And what you do is amazing and so selfless. And, you know, it's sad, but it's happy, you know, turn tragedy into testimony and, you know, downs into ups. And, you know, when we got this announcement, we made a big decision that we were going to do our best to make it count for something good. And whatever that is, whether it's, you know, sharing tips or crying with somebody or, you know, just being real and honest about what this disease does and is. And, you know, that's our goal. And that is not a wasted life, you know, if you can make a difference at all for anybody. And I personally, this might be the first time everybody's hearing this too. I feel like I'm going to be involved in the ALS chapter in one way or another forever because of all of you and the impact you've had on us. So, and this guy right here too. So.
I'm sorry, I'm over here ugly crying. I can't get it together. So I love you guys. That's the perfect way to end this. And Mike, this is for you. Andrew, this is for your mom, Carol. This is why this is so important. This is why we do that, because you guys are worth everything. You're worth the fight every day, and we're not going to stop until we figure this out.
Can't stop. There's too many people. It affects too many people.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no way. Mike, I love you. Keri, I love you. Thank you guys for coming back. We will see you again. And just
Thank you for having us on your show.
You can call us anytime, Susan. We had a little pajama call the other night that was awesome. So anytime you can call us when you're not at the beach or when you're at the beach, and we'd love to talk to you anytime.
it's going to happen, you guys. You've already put out there that you have a spare bedroom, so get ready because I'm coming. I'm coming to invade. I'm coming because, Mike, I need some hugs. You give the best hugs. I need some more hugs, and I need to just be in the presence of that smile.
It's a good one. It's a
good one. You guys just make my day. So I will see you very, very soon. Thank you, Mike. Seriously. I love you guys so much.
We love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Great to see you again.
Always. Guys, this is like ugly crying over here, makeup running down my face. I can't even begin to tell you how much, like I said, this show has absolutely changed my life. And I hope that you are all, when you watch this, I hope that you are loving this just as much as we are putting this on, because this is why we do this. This is, Andrew, what his family is stepping up to do is directly, like Mike and Keri said, it's directly impacting them. You got to see firsthand where this money is going, what it is doing, how it is changing their lives, and giving Mike these moments of independence and getting to have him be around people and feel like one of the guys again. This is all possible because of all of you watching, everything that you are donating. So again, we have this matching campaign going on right now, thanks to the Sigesmund family. From now until November 12th, everything you donate will be doubled. So please, we have 2 minutes left in the show as I'm taking us out. It is not too late. You can still donate to our Tiltify campaign. Let it be doubled and continue. The links are up in the comment section. Sam has put them up. Please save them. Please share them with everybody, because we are going to get closer to finding a cure. We need to make sure that nobody has to go through this again, that no more loved ones are being lost. We need to put an end to this right away. So make sure you share that link in the comment. I want to thank my guests so much. It was such an amazing show, and everything that you guys are doing, I can't thank you enough for championing on behalf of this for us, for fighting this fight with a smile on your face, and that reminder of living life like Mike and like Carol, that we're turning the worst things in life into the best. So thank you guys very much. We will see you again on the next episode. And until then, everybody, be bright and shine your light.